Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Factorios, the live streams that I do. Back in Void Block for our second run, because the first run got deleted. In the last run, we were working on getting our ore sorting system set up for our second build. We currently have our current build over here, which does everything up to green science. The next build is going to do green science, is going to do red science, green science, probably military science, and maybe chemical science. The next big thing that I want to do, according for us to get settled into a real base, or at least into what is going to basically be a real base, is I want to get into nuclear physics. To get nuclear tech, though, we have to go to... Where is it? We need to get nuclear drilling in order to get uranium, and then we can get onto our nuclear physics, which takes blue science. I kind of want to get more science than that, though, because we're going to need a lot more sciences than that to actually get into the late game. Luckily, I figured that out because I was playing through a personal playthrough of my own, and accidentally undid everything once I did blue science, and then realized I needed white science in order to... I needed white science in order to build with all of the other stuff. So, we still need to do bricks and wood and disgusting slime to take care of. We're probably going to do bricks, wood, and disgusting slime over here as well, like I spoke in the last one. But one thing we are going to need right now is we need another warehouse. Because this warehouse is going to go here, and it's going to take everything we currently have on us. Now what I do want back are my robots, which we're going to put down here so that they're out of the way. And then the next thing I want to do is get all the landfill and get all of this landfill and... Wasn't there landfill over here? Yes, right down. Get all of that landfill. Because we are going to need more space. We're also probably going to be redesigning this entire setup because I can tell now that this isn't going to be enough. With my other build, we have a different way of working with it, and it's not enough either. So, I've learned that this system needs to be a lot bigger. So we're going to be improving on this system today as well. So we're probably also going to be moving these. Like we're going to be undoing a lot of this today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all of these off. Yep, this still has the red things. It has been. I have not played on this save since last week, so I am doing the stream late today. I completely forgot about the stream. I got distracted by dealing with other things. I am feeling a lot better though. Last week I had a pretty nasty cold. I was going to cancel the stream this week if I was still fighting through my voice being a problem. I'm still got a cough, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. No, all the stone is being taken care of right there. Okay. Which we're gonna be working with a new system that I came up with on the other save for this, which is why we're tearing this all down today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start working on getting this torn down. I am going to be slightly working against the old system I had, since I have a new way of handling it that I think works a lot better. That's different from that system. Plus, we don't have enough research done for the system to be usable, because we're missing a lot of technologies we have in the other system. Go ahead and pick everything up. That can't go in there. We also have all of that already taken up. Alright. that's sucking up all the coal. No, that's not good. We might run out of power, which is not great. Hopefully this will take up the power supply. I'm kind of waiting to see if that's what happens. If this can fill up the power supply. Because if it can't, then I have to take that into consideration. I have to start disassembling the base so that we're not absorbing all of our power. Go ahead and start working. If we run out of power, we'll take care of it. Alright, so the first things first is let's go ahead and reconnect all of this stuff using normal welds. Need all that, which is stone, which that's fine. Yeah, that's all fine. I have to redesign a lot of this. Like I said, we probably are going to move these, which is probably going to be what I'm going to do next. Because I have to move all of this stuff further south. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut all of this right about there. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to literally run it down to here so that we have more space to work with. And now to deal with the problem of no inventory space. Put the iron in there for now. This is one of the big issues of having all of these filled so much. Luckily, I will be able to fix this on this design. This design has a fix for that. This design has a fix for a lot of the issues we were running into for quite a while now. Iron out of here. The funny part about this is that there's actually a lot of there's actually a lot of problems with this system that I did not realize until later. So we'll be taking care of that as well. Okay. We're almost there. And then we'll go ahead and start working on taking apart this stuff. And we're going to go ahead and take apart have that. This can have that. This can have that. This can have that. We don't have the we don't have the iron, so we don't have the space for iron, I should say. But that's okay. We're gonna be working on that in a minute, anyways. All right. Alright, let's go ahead and start working on getting... We're probably going to tear this apart as much as I probably shouldn't. I'm probably going to anyways. Because I want to be able to work with that space. Okay, so coal, iron, copper. Let's do 2 lots of iron. Actually, let's do 4 lots of iron. I technically won't be doing 2 sets of iron furnaces, but I should have space for it anyways. Speaking of which, do we have the blueprint for the furnace setup? And sadly, we still have to use that because we haven't gotten iron furnaces yet. That was one thing we were supposed to get before we got it, and we didn't. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to probably right here. Actually, undo that. I can go ahead and copy the steel build from here, because that's what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be for the steel build. So, let's go with right there. And then what we can do is we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. And then we can do that. So what we'll do is we'll make this down 3. Bring this over, this up. And then what I'll do is I'll bring this over here like so. It's not going to start yet because for 1 it doesn't have electricity, and for 2 it doesn't have the actual furnaces, it just has the blueprints of the furnace switches, which is fine. I'm mostly doing this for spacing. Oh, whoops. And that's iron. That's now iron plates and steel. And then the next one is going to be copper. I'm going to bring the copper down. That will be there. So we'll go ahead and place that. Now the reason that the copper and iron are getting their own source belts is because the biggest issue I find normally is the fact that the source belts of the ores is low, but the source belt for the copper, for the coal, doesn't normally run low because it burns through coal very slowly. So we shouldn't have to worry about coal running low. But this keeps the source belts of the ores running as quickly as possible. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab some more steel and brick. Which we're still pumping out steel over here, so we have more than enough to keep ourselves running. Which we need quite a lot more of these than we currently have, even though I'm switching over to electricity as soon as possible, just so we don't have to worry about the, just so we won't have to worry about, the coal belt. Because that'll be our next goal after I finish this and we start getting supplies in again, is that we're going to start working towards that. But I need red circuits for those, and we don't have any process for red circuits right now. One reason why we should have done all the way up to blue science, but I didn't want to redesign this to do blue science. Go ahead, do this, and do this. Two more of these. There we go. Now we're processing the iron into the ore into plates. Now what I do want to do real quick is this. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this a couple of times. Just so that the iron is getting processed as quickly as possible. Because iron is one of the ones that we had way too much of. So I know there's still a bunch of iron to get rid of in a lot of different places. Once these start running out, then we'll start worrying about getting the source lines picked back up. Alright, so this, since we can go back to doing this, I'm going to start going back to having all the lines actually filled. Because it'll be easier on me to tell what's what. And probably for some of you guys. What I am going to do is I am going to turn off all of the source belts. Just so I can get these belts emptied. Because I have to go in and undo some of their setups. For a particular reason. There we go. Alright. So now starting here. Now this is just so we can get all the belts that we need to get through. We'll be taking most of these belts from the left to the right. Because we are going to be doing them all together because it makes it a lot easier in the long run. So the only belt that we won't be doing this to is the wood belt. Because for now, we don't need the wood belt to have those breaks. Alright, first things first, let's go to stone. Stone as far as we can to the right, so right about there. Now, like I said, I will most likely be disassembling the other stuff of the first base as soon as I get to the point of doing that, just for spacing. I will be avoiding doing it as long as I can, so we can keep using it for product. Next we go to the next section to do copper. And the next section does disgusting slime. And finally wood. Now this is the main reason why I'm keeping this running. Because as long as this keeps running, we should have more than enough belts to get us through. Yes, it is running out of gears. So what we'll do is we'll do this. There we go. This can get torn apart, but what we'll be doing with this is we'll actually be turning this into another belt, actually, now that I think about it. Because while disgusting slime doesn't have something that we're going to be making it into, we are going to want to take more disgusting slime out than one single belt of input. Because you get a lot of disgusting slime once this starts getting ramped up. Next is that one, then bring it in, then this one, then bring it in, bring it out, bring it in. Oh, I know this one's also bringing it out. So bringing it out, bring it in. I'll probably make a blueprint of all of these once we have them fully set up. Now, for those of you who are about to be like, you messed up because now they're not going. Now it's not going to a red belt, and maybe not even a blue or green belt will be able to handle this distance. You're correct. It won't, but it won't need to, because this isn't going to get reattached once we've finished constructing it. I'm probably not going to reattach it even now. I probably would actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disassembling this. Actually, I gotta turn these on. Right now, this doesn't have any setup to prevent us from overflowing. That's fine. Because right now we're going to work on getting the fix. if stone is less than 2,000. Then what we do is we do this, and we set that to be a parameter. Coal, iron, copper, disgusting slime, brick, and finally wood. We're going to turn these off for now. Did I set it up with the... Yes, I did. Good. I wanted the stone to be down at the bottom. Because there's a reason for... Well, the stone to be all the way on the right. There's a reason for it. Because it makes it a lot easier to deal with stone. Because stone is one of the things I'll be dealing with the earliest. Because it's one of the most useful at the beginning of the game. Here we go. Now that should have drained most of this. It didn't drain all of it, but it did drain most of it. And then our fix for that is going to be to drain all of it. Oh wait, no. I don't want to drain all of it because it's currently still taking shards and wood, and we don't have shards down here. We will be getting shards eventually, probably over here. But that'll be once we start tearing all of this down. Which means this is the next thing to work on. Now this is not being used at all, so we're going to tear this down. Now we aren't going to be we're going to be rebuilding the steam turbine setup. We're just not going to be having it, it's just not going to be over here. Because we're going to be building one up here somewhere. We might actually build it right here. Give me this. Great build. Yeah, right about there actually ought to work. Just fine. I'll take that. Build out that. There we go. And then what we need to do is take out this area. That area, one there, and then what I can do is bring this down, bring this over, bring it down, and then we're just going to do this real quick. I didn't think about it, but I can easily just run this one up like this. We are going to be using the rest of the disgusting slime for something else, but this will keep the disgusting slime levels down, and allow us to process it into basically more power. Why not have, really? I'm a little surprised I don't have burners down here. There we go. Now these will never reach the top, most likely. Most likely it's always going to be a little short, but that's fine. Probably could use big electric poles here, but meh. No, it does reach all the way to the end. I didn't think it was going to. But now that'll burn through our disgusting slime. The rest of our disgusting slime will get used in something else. Oops. Go ahead and take all that apart. And give us more belts. Now, obviously, this has stopped producing iron because there's no more iron ore coming into it. That is quite all right. We don't have to worry about that. Now, one fix we can do for that for now is I can turn this back around, set it up as an input here, and just start pumping the iron into that way. And that will continue our iron process. Which is kind of what we need anyway, so no biggie. Nope. Oh, because there's no iron coming in. Oh, wait, no. Now that is going to cause a problem because we're going to eventually back up on iron, but that's fine. What we will also do, real quick like, so we'll go ahead and set this up to also take in, and we'll go ahead and pump in stone in order to make more, landfill. Oh, it's got too much stone brick. That's okay. Got too much stone brick and too much copper. Stone brick and copper. There we go. Now we're gonna have more than enough stone pouring in here to make more landfill. Which is one reason why we're gonna make a new landfill making process up here. Alright, so, next, we're going to bring up this, goes down, it goes up, it goes down, goes up, it goes down. Oh wait, what am I doing? I have a blueprint for this. This will cut off to the right. Then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Something like this. Get that, get that, get that. Need more copper. Blue? Yes, I do. Oops, wrong way. Ooh, that's even farther than a medium power pole can reach. Luckily, we have big power poles. Make me landfill. This one to the right. And then what I want to do is run this backwards. This can be if it's over 2,500. Oh wait, no. This can be if it's over 500. And then this one will be if its stone is over 2,500. Now I need another warehouse. Yep. Now for now, I can go ahead and turn that off and have it just go straight up. What backed up? Copper. That's fine. So since copper backed up, we're going to turn this. We're going to start tearing this whole system apart. Let's go ahead and fill this area in over here. We might need it for something. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. All this. So that takes care of stone. So now the next thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of you are to melt down stone. And then the next one, which goes here, we'll do 3, and then here we'll do 5. Now these first 3 aren't going to do anything for a while. These first 3 are going to pretty much be useless for quite a while. Because we don't have the research for what these first 3 will do. But it's future-proofing because we will get them before we need to redesign this entire system. And to kind of give an idea of what it will be used for, I'm just going to do this real quick. We'll go ahead and run these underground pipes right now for them. But this will be making stone from the flux. These will probably just be making stone from nothing right now. But they will be redesigned eventually to be making stone from something else. Okay. I messed up. Stop. Stop, you crazy machine. You're broken. I forgot about the whole needing to sort it system, which will probably go like right here. We'll probably sort all of the unnecessaries out and then put them back in where they need to go. I'll probably need another warehouse. Yeah, we'll do another warehouse here. So what we want to do now is we'll do it like this, just so that I have the freedom of working with it. With them all matching. So this one can go down like this. Go like this. Stone goes to the right. And everything else goes in here. These shards and of the void shards in this, but we are also getting brick. So since brick is over here, I can easily do it like this. Can I reach this one? Almost. I'm literally one short. So what I'll do is whatever, like that. You can go ahead and say brick to the right. I do apologize for those who do not like spaghetti. This will probably look like a lot of spaghetti for quite a while. Brick. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go ahead and copy all this, set parameters. So next, we set one up here, where 2 melts down coal. 1 is the flux coal, and this one is regular coal. Go ahead and set that down. And then it's iron and copper. So melt down iron. Produce iron using flux. And then produce iron from nothing. This one is going to be copper. Copper. Produce copper from flux. Produce copper from nothing. This one is going to melt down. Actually, don't know. I can't remember. So after copper comes disgusting slime, which is going to be slightly different because disgusting slime doesn't have a thing, but we also need to start working on getting some more of these flux containers built. I also need some more pipe, so let's go ahead and work on that real quick. So, because of the fact that I wanted to do this, because I think it's a good idea, I'm going to run this out real quick. Iron. Go ahead and put one here. 1, 2, 3. Go put one there. And then 1, 2, 2, 3. There. Did I pick up my supplies yet? Nope. Put one there. And there's a lot more of these. That's fine. You produce pipe. You produce underground. There and there. Pipe, pipe, underground. Ears. Into that. That. You. Into that. If this is less than 50. Have 500. 50. 1 second. That'll keep us on that, and we'll also have a lot of pipe. Since we're going to be working with a lot of pipe up here, because this is going to use a lot of void flux. Because it came up with all this junk. this one, we're going to put this here. That there. Finally, that here. And then this one, we're going to say pull. There we go. Which this will produce spoilage, which will burn off, carbon, which we have a use for, and void shards, which we'll have a use for eventually. We just don't have a use for it right now, so we're going to just be stockpiling it. And none of this already exists on the line, so we can't, there's no way to put it back into the line just yet. Alright. Now to the next line. The game can be daunting. Not to mention when you start adding on all the mods. Now one option I have is to bring spoilage out and get it over to here and start destroying it using this system as well. Because we don't actually have a lot of these being used, because like I said, the red belts don't transport this stuff down fast enough. Back to the work though. We need a bunch more of void works, which we need more brick. These two systems not connected? Doesn't look like it. So, you have connection. You apparently do not. Interesting. I had to fix this because I missed a power pole. Interesting. Wonder why that wasn't working. So this can be iron. Oh, I say so this can be iron as if it's not already iron. But what I meant to say was, so now let's process iron. This can go that way. This comes out like that. Up and over. In. Here. Iron ore. To the right. And now, we're processing iron ore. Oops. What did I undo? Nope. Didn't mean to undo that. have a way of stone getting out? No, it does not. I was hoping it did, because I was hoping I hooked it up here, but it doesn't look like it. What I can do, though, I can go ahead and hook it up like this, so that all the stone byproduct can be sent north, be turned into landfill. There we go. That'll get this. That'll keep our stone process running. Now that's a problem because the brick is backing up, which means this brick is already. Oh no, it's just over its limit. I could turn its limit off temporarily. I shouldn't, but I can. There's nothing preventing me from doing that. Well, except for maybe the spray. The part of me that's screaming that if I do that, I'm gonna have to deal with the repercussions of that later. But that's fine. We can deal with those. Go ahead and take down all of this. It's technically not working anymore because there's no product coming in. There we go. This is filling up fast, but it's fine. We have ways around it, which we will deal with in the future. Right now I'm just trying to get everything started, because then we'll see all the byproducts we're going to get. What I could do is I could start doing this. We've gotten some of that byproduct in, so we'll turn that off, and that'll stop stone production, but that's fine. We can also turn off iron production, because we've had that. We can turn off coal production, but that doesn't really matter, because coal's already been stopped for a while. And we can turn off an import of brick, but we're not getting brick yet, because we haven't started that process yet. Next is copper. Which the only thing copper really adds is copper plates, because the byproduct we're going to get from copper is copper stone, copper plates, and void, which is fine. The void shards are going to be pumped south. We're going to be taking care of all this eventually, but probably the void shards are probably going to go south, and then they're probably going to have to go past all of this stuff somehow. Which, again, I'm creating problems for myself in the future by not planning this out better, but that's fine. Why did our... Oh, that's why. That's fine. We can just go ahead and tear apart all of these. And I can go ahead and hook them up like this. And like this. Yeah. Okay. So this one I wasn't building because of the fact that I wanted to have an idea of what I was going to do with it. So the first thing I want to do is, oh yeah, I need more of these. So let's go get some more iron. And I need more brick. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw this into there. Throw all the stuff that can be thrown into there. A bunch of this. And make a bunch more of these. I probably could save myself a lot of headache if I just figured out what I needed to make these and then had it making these in the background. But it's a lot more of a steps than just 1 or 2 steps. Don't throw bananas at me, Wolf. About as what you're expecting. I've had about 9 views so far. You're the only one who's really chatted. But it's good. I'm making the progress I wanted to make today, so. Which is basically just dealing with my raw resources. If I did this smartly, it'd be going a lot faster, but I'm choosing to do it in a slow, methodical way. Methodical, as if as if there's any brains behind any of this. No, brick. Now we need copper. Probably going to be going at this a lot faster, but someone once told me slow and steady wins the race or something like that. Is that the excuse I can use to get away with the fact that I'm doing this a very inefficient way? And this one will be... Oh wait, you can't melt down. I forgot you can't melt down disgusting slime in those. You have to use the normal ones. Good news there is that means that we don't have to worry about powering them. The bad news is we still have to worry about powering our inserters. Which starts out about Wolf. Or do you not want to talk about it on stream? This does get saved to YouTube, just to remind you. I don't know if the YouTubes can see your guys' chat, but I think it can. Because I think I've watched it back and looked for the different chats that were going on. Okay. I will brace myself. Oh wait, no. Those are normies. I was wondering why they had electrical needs. Then make slime. Now, if you're doing this on your own, the reason why you have to use void forges is the slime cannot be melted down into void flux normally. It does not work. What you have to do is turn on the void forges, and because those use it as a burning source, which you can burn it. So that's your best way to use it up if you're going to want to do this. Although there are a lot of ways that are probably a lot smarter than this to build the same system I am building. One is this one with this one, and this one is this. Next. Oh, we already have stone. We already have stone brick filtering. And all we have left is wood, and we're done with all of the basic resources we get from the void jets. Then we can start dealing with all of their byproducts. Need more copper. We're also going to need a bit more iron. And a bit more gold. A bunch of those. The big thing there is I probably should be building gears, as it takes 700 gears to build 37 of those. Oh, right, because it gets split over here. This one, go ahead and go up to 3,000. So we're burning it before we turn it into the flux. Since we already have other things that are being turned into flux. Oh yeah, I need to put the power poles down for that one. There we go. Oh, because it was probably, yeah, it was the brick that was being brought in. Go ahead and bring a bunch of the brick in. Okay, so we have coal, but we're not taking coal out. The coal going in is there. So actually, I can fix this to where we don't have to worry about having another coal processor. This to the right. Bring it up, bring it down, bring it over. Bring this one across. Close your eyes, haters of the mighty spaghetti. Because we are spaghetti. There we go. This one, oh, that's the void flux. Alright, so all we need now is wood. And then we have this entire process finished. Thank God. Go with melting down wood for flux. Turning flux into wood. And pulling wood from absolutely nothing. This one will give us seeds. That might just get tossed in the ocean though. Our next process after this is going to be figuring out what to do with all of the excess product. So basically all the wood and stuff that we're going to be getting from this. All of the byproducts that we cannot use. Yep. Alright. Next we go with this to there, this to there, and this to there. Now, this to there, and across. This one wood to the right. Bring it over. Up, put it over, and put it in there. There we go. And turn this system on. Now, let's go get some more pipe. Yep. And fix this. Perfect. And turn that off. Alright. So it's mostly prismarite shards. We also get void shards. iron plates, iron plates, copper plates, a couple of other things. So what we need to do now is we need to deal with all the byproducts. Iron plates and copper plates will probably just be easy enough to just run them down to our processing area for the ores and connect them up to their sources. So we're going to go and do that. And now, an underground over there, an underground over there. Oh, because they were already, okay, yeah, I remember, okay, now I remember. I was like, why is this set up already? Because it's supposed to be. Because I was using it before. I was using the exact same process before. So copper is going to be the top belt, iron will be the bottom belt. That'll do fine. I might move it eventually if it begins to bother me. So now, copper plates and iron plates. That takes care of all of those. Which means I can now take in this one and this one because everything except for the shards are being taken care of. Stone is being pumped back into stone, iron plates are being removed, copper is being removed, and the ores automatically go down to where they're supposed to go. Next, we're actually going to have a use for the shards and some of the stone. So I'm going to take some of the stone out eventually and put it over here for a process that we're going to build over here. But first, back to more disassembly, which I'm going to disassemble everything up to the power system over here, and we're going to, and all of this is coming apart. Because at this point, oops, I just moved the entire screen. Darn it. That's what happens when I try and select everything on screen at once. Alright, I don't need to worry about that, we'll get to that as we get to it. I need to destroy a bunch of these blueprints. Blueprints. Void for the void ocean. Oh wait, no. Definitely not in there. Put the shards in there. Put the prismarite in there. Shards can go in there, prism can go in there. Let's go ahead and put, do I have, yes I do. You can have iron plates, copper plates, and steel. All of that. those in there for now, but we're gonna pull those. I'm hopefully gonna pull those back out in a few seconds. Hopefully the way I build this next base, we won't have to tear it down like we were having to tear down this one. The only reason I'm having to tear down this one is I need the space. Put all the low-tech stuff in there. We'll keep those for... Actually, give me back these... give me back the iron. That, and those. Put those in there for now, put those in there for now. That. Actually, give me back the belts. Because what we'll do... I've been meaning to do this for a minute, so we'll do... Not mean to do that. Definitely don't want all that garbage back. I wanted the landfill. Because we're going to extend this up a bit. And now... Oh, we did use red inserters for that one. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. I was technically wanting to use yellow inserters. Because these don't produce fast enough to need red inserters. But that's fine. Hopefully, eventually I'll upgrade the yellow inserters to red inserters. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I said exactly what I meant to say. But I meant these yellow inserters. Well, these. If I had bots right now, I'd already have the system set up to do that automatically without me needing to worry about it. But I don't have that system set up. Are we not melting down copper? Well, it's not copper. Well, it's not copper. No, it's just not using it for anything. And I think it's because stone is backed up right now. Yeah, stone's backed up with this with the prismarite and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and start bringing in prismarite and that. This is basically everything we're going to get, which is basically a ton of prismarite, some void shards, coal, which we're not burning through the coal fast enough. Alright, so the next part is kind of the annoying part because I learned it with the last system I built. We're not going to do it through stone just yet because I don't know if I want to do it with stone. But we'll do it with coal and everything else above it. So, about that big. Probably won't need a space that big, but that big is good. That big will work. It's also useful because it's exactly 10 blocks long without me having to think about it. Yes, we are going to be dumping stuff into the ocean, and no, I have a process. Yes, I do have a process for how we do it, so that we don't end up wasting a ton of the resources. It's actually part of the reason why I waited until now to do it. I use this at the other save I was talking about. Alright, so go ahead and pull this to here. Put that there. And then what we do is we literally tell this to go to there. We tell this to read the entire belt. And I'm going to turn this off for now, because I don't want the void flux being used up. I want everything to back up. else and start working on everything else as well. To about there. This to this, this to this. 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 You read the entire belt on hold. Now basically what I'm doing by setting this up is it's reading the entire belt all the way back to its warehouse. And now this one, I want to analyze copper ore, which is at 19,000. So 18,000 will be what we set it up to, or 1,800, 1.8 thousand. And it's if it's greater than this amount. Now, destroy all the copper. So now, as long as the belt is nearly full, it'll basically just destroy copper by descending it into the ocean, because we're not using it up on this. Alright, next is iron. It looks like iron also backed up. Now the reason why we want to do it this way is that this gives us an idea of how much there is on that the belt can hold. If we did it before this, if we just set it up automatically with all of them having the same amounts, the ones farther away would be able to store more, while the ones closer up would be able to store less. Whole 12,000 or 1.2 thousand, which that was very quick to run below its max. But it should. Oh nope. Looks like that needs to be set a little lower. There we go. And then that should have, yep, it does have some space. Copper. And the reason we do this is that we're making sure that it's keeping the warehouse from its max, but we're burning out as much of it as we can. That'll keep the processes running for everything else. 2.300. Oh yeah, 2300. Greater than. Oops. I usually don't set them up that close, but whatever. I'm okay with us destroying more wood and the stone blocks than the rest of it. Now I think you can set it up on the same one, but I'm not entirely sure. This is how I set it up in the other one, so this is how I'm going to set it up with this one. Now we're going to keep everything running. Now the only one that doesn't get destroyed, that won't be destroyed that quickly, is the disgusting slime. But that's because I don't want to destroy the disgusting slime that quickly. And it should balance balance out now that everything's been drained. Why was this one set up differently? I want them all to look about the same. There we go. And that now deals with all of our resources. We just have to start worrying about byproduct, which is coal and the rest of it. Now the way we're going to handle coal is I'm going to build coal slightly differently than what coal was being built than the rest of them. And the way I'm going to do that is coal is going to say 2700, which that means it'll constantly pull coal in more than it is sending coal out. But that's fine. The other option is to build a bunch more of these steam stacks and have them burning off all the excesses as well, which we might do eventually. But what we want to start working on now is the next process, which the next process has to do with why these were set up the way they were. And put this together. Oops. We'll do that. Connect this together. I want them to go as far as they can. That was technically an empty pipe, it's just that I accidentally connected it to the void flux temporarily. Get this area more built out. We're technically not ready for this, and I don't think we actually have the technology. I don't think we're even close to getting the technology for it. But I'm going to set it up anyways, just so I have the space for it. I should probably move this power of production, because I'm thinking that what we're going to do is we're going to say we're not going to build any of the factory past this point, and then up in this direction, the north, up in the upper left area, upper left from here, and this is going to be all power production, like the nuclear reactor and all that. But for now, let's back up the blueprints, because I didn't want to get those back up before too long. Although I need to get rid of a lot of these blueprints. So we're actually going to work on doing that right now, so I can get rid of these blueprints. Which again, the easiest way to get rid of the blueprints is find a coastline, hook a chest up with a inserter, and just don't need that, 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 don't need that. Gonna keep that. Actually, that's longer, so we'll keep that. Get rid of 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 that. Nope. 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 Keep. Keep. This one is technically better if I get rid of this. We can get rid of that one. Keep that. Get rid of 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 those. Okay. back this. Go down here real quick. Put those in there. Take back out that. Can I pick up this? Nope. All those in there. Oh crap. Under no circumstance do I want that to be pumping stuff out. Because, yep, it took all my stuff. No, my robots. They will eventually reach the end of the line and not be usable because of the fact that this doesn't destroy anything that's not robots except for out here. Oh no, what did I do that for? Oops. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove some of this. There we go. Okay. Give me back all this stuff. There we go. That was silly of me. Alright. This takes care of all that. Right. That's why it's going. I was sitting here like, why is disgusting slime just only this much? Because it's not pulling in that much. Technically, it'll only pull in a red belt. So right now on this setup, it will not pull in more than it can handle. I just normally have to set up a second belt once we get enough of these up and running. So it's future-proofed, which is fine. For now, just because I can. Do I not have any more? Ah, okay, there. I was wondering what those were. We're gonna set that up like that. Because then it'll burn up some of it for void flux, which we really don't need, but that's fine. Disgusting slime. Let's see. You are 18.8 and you are 2.3, so let's go with 2.2. No. 2.2. 2.2 thousand. That's probably more than it needs, but that's fine. I don't really want it to be destroying void flux. Disgusting slime just yet. We will figure that out later. Alright. Carbon shards. Spoilage. I could get rid of carbon and spoilage really easy because that stuff has a burn value. Does this have a burn value? It does have a burn value. And using tree seeds in this map is nearly impossible because they only grow here. Because I have no mods installed to let me reboot grow grass. I thought about adding one. Alright. Let's go up to here real quick. We're gonna go to here. Because we're gonna build a couple, we're gonna transfer a couple of things over to this place. First things first is the prismarite shards. And we're also going to transfer a wee bit of stone. Prioritize to the right. But what I want to do is say to maintain, let's say 200 stone. and maintain 200, not 2,500, 200 prismarine shards. Remove you real quick. Place you down. And prismarine shards. Go. Now, I need this to research that. So we're going to pop that up. Because I know I have some of the, some research stuff. I don't think we have any blue science, because I don't think I've done blue science up to this point in this playthrough. And I'm right, we have not. I could force some blue science, which might be the easier idea here. Now the sucky part about this is that I'm not anywhere near ready to build blue science, but I can force blue science. So we're going to see how I force science this. We're going to see how I force science using this very convoluted setup I'm building around this. So blue sciences take engines, engine units. And everything we need for engine units is in here. So all we need is steel, gears, and pipes. I have a little bit of all of that in here. The next thing I want to do is I want to say blue science. Now, I want to isolate blue science to only making about 50 of it. You want red circuits. And I will also isolate red circuits to telling red circuits that I only want about 50 of it. You want green circuits. And we'll isolate green circuits, saying we only want about 50 of those. We already have 759, so who knows if we'll actually ever need to make any. And before I even build this, I'm going to tell this that I only want, where is it? Here it is. I only want 50 of the copper wire. And that will build us some red circuits as soon as I give it a little bit more of something else. Which I also need these two. This one will make sulfur. This one will make plastic. Now, you will only do sulfur, and you'll only do plastic. Because the fun part about this is that sulfur and plastic are also both byproducts of each other. So this is how you can kind of force some blue science. Now it's going to need steel, it's going to need gears, it's going to need pipes. If I had room right here, I'd probably build them here. I don't have room here. I want to move this. I'm actually going to move this entire system. Why does it want to be difficult? I say, why does it want to be difficult? It's being difficult because I'm being difficult. There's 100 different ways I could do this a lot simpler. I'll put all this stuff in here for now. Basically, if it's not part of making blue science, I'm putting it in here. As if it's not part of blue science. Put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. Actually, I'm realizing what I should have done. I did not do this the smart way. pipe gears, and you will make us pipes. There and there. You will do... I want you to scan for pipes. Make sure we have at least 50. And you to scan for gears. Make sure we have at least 50. I didn't want any of either of those making that until we had more than enough of them. Now, technically we are going to run out of green and red science at some point. I don't care as long as we have enough blue science to finish the research, because I know we have more than enough red and green science. So we want to build up our red and green science count to make sure that we have enough of that to get through it. Now what I should be doing is probably build some more of the labs. Let's go ahead and build... Oh wait, we have 10 labs. Why am I building more labs? We have labs. There we go. You can have that, you can have that, you can have that, you can have that. Oh, did this fill up on iron? Yes, it did. That's okay. I'm fine with that, actually. Go ahead and give me all that iron, so that you start building more. Alright. We also have a couple of other blue science things we need, but I wanted to start this process so that we can start getting some blue science built up. As we can see, it doesn't go very fast. But that's because this is the small hodgepodge bootstrap version. We're going to be building the actual version down here. So we're going to start actually building our factory back up. And the first thing to do before we start building the factory back up is to get, well, probably to get the old factory all torn apart. There we go. I'm actually tempted to actually tear up a bunch of this land as well. One thing we could do, and I'm tempted to do it, is we could turn a bunch of this prismarite back into stone. Which wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this up a bit. Where it goes in like this instead. Then what we can do is we can do this. Put this back here like so. Then you can be made to do this. I forgot about the fact that it makes some shards and that as well. So there was no point in doing the system like this. Too importantly, at least. So there, 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 and then there, 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 and there. Okay, and now let's go get some pipe. Actually, do I need pipe in here? Yes, I do. Quite a bit, actually. And run that like that. Put some underground there. That's not in our way. And there we go. Now we have more stone coming in to make more landfill. And we are using up some of our more useless prismarite. Now I do want it to prioritize to the right, because this is more important for prismarite, but this is fine. Because this is mostly what prismarite's going to be used for, is to make a little bit more stone. Not really, but some. And more prismarite. Because we usually be using prismarite to make prismarite. Once we get to a certain technology. Which we don't have yet, but we just got the first step towards it. The next one is to get our hands on uranium mining, because we need uranium technology to get to our next speed. Luckily, though, we're getting closer and closer to where we no longer need sciences. Well, we won't need sciences for a little bit. I might run out of red science before we get through this, but that's fine. If we do, we'll deal with that. Like I said, we're getting closer and closer to actually building our system. I'm mostly just doing all of this right now because if I don't do this now, I'll have to do it later. And if I can do it now, I can actually start getting a lot of our processes up a lot better than they currently are. Because in truth, the only reason we have so many more of these, I'd actually would want more of these if I didn't want the shards from these, which is why we want all these shards. Because we need shards for void tech. I almost said void magic. Let's go ahead and start getting our setup for running some of the material. We will be remaking a lot of this area. I hate to say it, but our forging material right now is not ideal. Although, when we do, we will be doing it for the last time. It's not going to be something we're going to do multiple times. I can at least promise that. Go ahead and move this over here. Bring this down. That's iron. Does blue science need brick? No, it does not. black science needs brick, that's right. And then void science needs wood. So I want to go down to about here. This needs to be copper. This can be steel. That can be brick. That can be wood. And that can be void shards. Actually, we could probably switch those around to make it easier on me. Now, some may be wondering why I need military science. We're not going to be fighting we don't have biters to fight because there's no biters on this map. And we're not going to any of the other planets because I don't need to go to the other planets. We won't be using them to fight biters or any kind of monster. We'll be using them to fight asteroids. Because we are planning on going to the Forbidden Planet eventually. Now, yes, I could wait and work on military science after I get through with all this other stuff. I don't want to. I'd rather just go ahead and bite the bullet now and start processing some of the military science now than waiting to do all of it later. Even though we will be having to do a ton of it later because we're going to need a lot of voids of military science to get to the Forbidden Planet. Or, not the Forbidden Planet, the Shattered Planet. Okay, this can be brought down here. We have more of our little spaghetti going on, which is fine. Me personally, I feel like Factorio was built for spaghetti. I like the beauty of a well-designed base. I also like the beauty of spaghetti. I'm also going to bring out this because carbon is actually another thing we can use. Spoilage we cannot use. I will probably be burning spoilage. But carbon is something we definitely can use. So I'm going to see if I can find a way to bring carbon down this way as well. And we're literally going to run it right alongside the void crystals. Now see, this is the only issue though. I know that this is going to get a lot more... Oh, here we go. Can we fit it? Yes, we can! Contrary to popular belief. There we go. Uh-oh. What did I connect? No! Why? I don't know why the loaders act like normal belts when you run over them. Darn you, iron! Darn you! Okay. Enough goofing around. Let's get the rest of this finished up. Alright. Real quick, let's clean this belt off. Thank you. You can have back your carbon and your shards. I'm going to tell this to make me a bunch of belts so I can get this chest emptied out. Okay, we got done with uranium mining. Now I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need before we get started. The answer is yes. Because I need this. Because this is how we get our access to our uranium. To get uranium processing. Which we need uranium processing to build the centrifuges. The problem is that uranium is that I know that I don't think I have 200 of these, and I also need prismarite processing. 300. Can only do one. That's alright. That's alright. We're getting to the point that we're going to start getting sciences anyways. The first one we can do is void science. Because we actually have everything we need on the belt right now, on the bus right now, to do void science. This is another one of those, as long as it processes its factory. We're almost at 2 hours. I'm probably going to keep going though. I'm currently feeling pretty good and I'm liking the progress. So we're probably going to keep pushing it. As far as, if anyone is wondering about my streaming schedule, we'll talk about that real quick while we wait for my inventory to process all of the gears it's processing for all of the belts. And we'll grab out some more of our landfill real quick. But I'm planning on streaming twice a week from now on, or I'm planning on streaming at least once a week, either Saturday or Sunday. If I don't stream Saturday, I'll stream Sunday. I mean, either Sunday or Monday. They're my Saturday, Sunday, but for you guys, Sunday or Monday. Hey. If I don't stream Sunday, I will stream Monday. I normally will not be streaming at this time. I normally stream closer to the middle of the day, Eastern Standard Time. Normally right now I'm playing Armo with my friends, but the ops got canceled tonight, so I decided to do this since I forgot to do it earlier today. I have an alarm set now, so I should not forget again. Shouldn't be the keyword there. Alright, let's plan out this. Alright, so blue science, green science, red science, purple science. Okay. That should be more than enough. Can we fit at least 5 belts between these? Yes. We can fit 6 belts entirely. So what we'll do is it'll go like this. Not you. And there, and there, there, and there. That's not going to be a crafter, that's going to be our labs once we get those starting getting built. And then down, 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 down. Now it's, oh wait, no, we have 6 sciences that we want to kind of build. We're going to kind of go for more than that, but we're going to pretend like it's only 6 for now just to make it easier on ourselves. Oh, we must have had more than enough to finish it. Okay then, that works for me. Alright, let's go ahead and grab a uranium real quick. Now the way we grab a uranium is I need another of these, which means I need more brick. More brick. I don't have any in here. Weird. What I should do though, is I can do it right now. There we go. More steel processing, and also, just because I can, more copper processing. Oh, we have mostly compost and spoilage in there. So what I can do in order to get rid of all this spoilage is I can build another steam engine stack. Move that, create that. Put that there for now. Break a bunch of these down. Those. I need more iron. Need more stone. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. More. I need 20 of these. 5, 10, 15, 20. Need 2 of these. 1, 2. And I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and break this apart. And now spoilage. And that will absorb all the spoilage. The only thing we're not using up now at all is carbon. But technically we also don't have anything that's using up carbon or shards if we aren't using carbons and shards. But that's alright. We'll deal with that problem later. Keep those, keep those, keep that. Alright. Next, get the blueprints back. Because we need our 2-to-1 blueprint. Which will probably be this one. Yeah. There. You will make void science. 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 I want void science. Or no, I want landfill. The good news is we're getting enough, at least enough landfill to build what we want to build. Everything else I can go ahead and work on until I can get to it. Luckily, this one's going to be easy. Oh wait, no. The reason it's here is because this. actually think wood isn't used in anything else. So I think we can break wood off here. Now, we're making void science. 1 second, I will be silenced for a moment because I need to change out the battery on my headset. I will be right back. I am back. Let us go ahead and check our sciences. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disassemble all of this stuff up here. We're just going to go ahead and disassemble everything. Now, I might not be able to get the, got this. Take that, take that, take that. I'll go ahead and take these. There, 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 and there. Go ahead and do this, 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 and this. Now what I do want to do is we're going to do this. Input priority. Go ahead. Input priority right. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Just gonna put everything in here for now. Alright. Let's grab the sciences. No, 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 no. Grab the sciences. Go ahead and put all of those into there. You guys can go over there, and you guys can go over there. Now, one thing we need to build, we have these now, which we could have used to make more of the stuff we need, but what we're going to be using instead is a different design. And it's seems as though I still haven't done what I need to do. Right, because I was working on getting a, more void forges. That's right. And build a bunch of them. I'm tempted to build just a bunch of these just to get a lot of these yellow inserts out of the way. Build one of these, and we'll tell it to make us uranium. And that will process the uranium we need in order to complete that, which that's completed. This is the one that we needed. Pregnantisinium, or whatever the heck it's called. Now, we need to get us some of the centrifuges and some of our electric furnaces, which takes red science, or red circuits. Now, we have some plastics in here. We also need this, and maybe iron in here. And grab some iron out of here real quick. And I can make 2 of them. I need brick. Like 50 of them. That takes care of all of our void science for now. Which is fine. I will be trying to leave a space for advanced void science, which is basically the second tier of this science. Which is down here underneath all this stuff. Here it is. So this is the next tier of void science. Basically, it takes the void gems, which we're processing, prismarite crystals. We're not processing prismarite right now, but we will be processing it, and I will be transporting some of it down here. And runestones, which runestones come from carbon. So we'll be using carbon for that. I forgot about the prismarite. Well, I didn't forget about it. I was kind of ignoring it. I shouldn't have, because now we gotta do a little bit more spaghetti. It's alright. I don't mind spaghetti. Now, I don't want to do this because I'm trying to avoid doing what I don't want to do, which is I don't want to go over on this side, because if I go over on this side, I can't extend the furnaces in and out anymore, which is a problem. What I can do, though, is I can do this. And then I can place it down here. Actually, what I should be doing is I should be doing this. I don't want to do this, but we're going to do it anyways. Let's help to break up the... No, it's just got a lot of steel. Okay, that's fine. It's done that. It's done that. We're going to move over to electric furnaces. I need to do this, and I need to do it sooner rather than later, so we're going to do it. It's going to require us to move a lot of stuff around, which is why we're doing it now. But it's better to do it now and get it over with than to keep putting it off and have problems, because it's going to be a pain in the rear anyways. The good news about doing this is that we won't need coal. The bad news about doing this is I just remember we're going to need coal down at the processing area. So we will be running the coal line still, we just won't have any breaking it off to do the processing. So I did just remember we need coal down here. And for now, what I can do, yes, I did another for now. So what happens when I forget processes along the way? That. And then we'll do bring the other one down next to it. Prismarite shards, what I need is prismarite plates, which will eventually be getting stored in here. You need prismarite plates. I'm going to take them out, send them on their way, but only I have more than 200. Because we need prismarite plates for something for the process to make prismarite plates, so it's a very long, convoluted process. I like it because of that, but I also hate it because of that. Rebuild a lot of this stuff, at least rebuild what we can rebuild. Okay. Then go to these. So maybe like this. Bring it up, bring it over. Oh no, wait, that would work. Now, electric furnaces are just as fast as steel furnaces, they just don't need coal. It's their only advantage. Full speed. We'll keep those for later, for recycling later. Now the good news is that we are going to be able to move. We are going to be able to put these furnaces pretty much in the same spot as the steel furnaces go. They're not the right size, they're not the right placement, and there's a couple of other reasons why this is a terrible idea. It was a terrible idea to build them first, or to build the steel furnaces here first, without planning on replacing them. But there is a way to replace them. Because I kind of did plan on it. Kind of. And the kind of that is, I didn't plan for it at all, but I happen to have everything I need to set them up differently. And the fact that I have enough room for that. Not you. Okay, next. Better move that. Bring that up. So we need one there and then one there. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to remove these to be lined up with this, at least to a point. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do this. Just copy all of this basically from here over and then extend them as much as I want at the same time, or I can focus them if I want to. I'm tempted to go with logistics 2 or for advanced oil processing, since we will be doing advanced oil processing for the next couple of steps. Or we will be doing oil processing for the next couple of steps. I'm going to go ahead and say to do advanced oil processing, see if we have enough to do that. And then if we have enough to do that, we'll do logistics 2. This needs more plastics and more... it probably says it means it needs red circuits. Yep, that was right. Can I get some more concrete? That's good. Need more plastics. That's okay. We only need one technically to get the process started. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. Now, this is not going to be enough. I wasn't counting out to 10. I was more wanting to know how many I was going to have, since I knew there wasn't going to be enough, but it's fine. I'm going to build a few of those. Next, we're going to want logistics 2 if we can get it. If we can't get it, that's fine. I have other ways of dealing with that if we can't get it. Now you will pull out shards. Send them down this way. Now, the reason why we needed electric furnaces is these cannot be made in steel or stone furnaces. They can LEB-baited electric. Now for this... Oh no, wait. Not that one. I don't think we need to worry about the shard intake. I think this being turned into shards is completely fine. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we aren't making more prismarate plates than about 500 of them. Yeah, because that'll make us well more than a 200 limit for that. But the reason why there's a limit is for why we needed that centrifuge technology. The centrifuge technology allows us to make the prismaritic shards by providing it with 1 prismarite and 4 stone, which then creates 4 prismarite. So we turn 1 prismarite into 4 prismarite. Which will then keep this process running. That's also why we are pulling in a tiny amount of why we wanted to pull in some of the stone from this process. Because this stone can be turned into prismarite, which then can be turned into more prismarite, which then can be eventually used to making other things. This is all to make prismarite and a couple of other things. Right now we only have the 1 centrifuge. Our goal will be to have more, but I need plastics, which we don't have that right now, so I'm just getting what we can to get started. Alright, so next, because I want to be able to take care of this process a little bit better, I'm going to move the science line over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the prismarite line over and move the coal line over. To where, again, we have there we go. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and bring these down. But I'm not going to bring it much farther down than that because the next one is going to be 3, which will be these, and these turning into our void science, which is a 3-to-1, which means we need logistics 2, which logistics 2 stopped. Let's go find out which science we ran out of, because if it's blue science, that's not too surprising. Yeah, we ran out of blue science. We still have a ton of red and green science left over. Well, not a ton of red science, but a ton of green science. We could do blue science now. Or we could do red science, or we could start with the red science, or, I don't know what to do. Do I have void science? No. Let's do this one. We'll do this, then we'll do this, and then that'll give us that. And then we can set it all up, but it won't, we won't need to worry about it, whether or not we can process it. We'll just build for it. I would like to have 3-type technology, though, if I can. I could do a 2-to-1, though. There's nothing stopping me from using a 2-to-1. Well, a 2-to-1 blueprint, and then I can just set it up for a 3-to-1 process. Not those, not those, not that, not that. Here we go. This is the 2-to-1. So we'll go ahead and set up a 2-to-1. I'm going to go ahead and try to set up it for to turn it into a 3-to-1 eventually. For now, we'll say it's this, but it's not that. So now the question is, oh wait, you're not the right one. It needs equals of each. So we'll put runes on one, and we'll put the other two on the other two. Well, on the other one. Again, this is just a process to have the process being run. It's not going to be fast, it's not going to be quick. We're just going to kind of accept that. Let's see, which blueprint am I looking for? I'm looking for my one-to-one. There's my one-to-one. I picked up all my blueprints, which is fine. Here? Yeah, I can do it there. And do you. And then we'll do you. Making runes. And then I can't do the next one with the same thing because it takes a little bit more to make those crystals than just doing that. Alright. So, wrong one. Bring you guys down. Now, I don't think we need prismarite any further than this. I think this is all prismarite's used for. I'm going to assume that I'm correct. Hi, you. Let's go ahead and get the power running. There we go. We're now making the runes and the prismarite crystals. Now the prismarite crystals are going to be pretty slow because the process up here is very slow right now. We will eventually get this running faster and the prismarite crystals will come down faster. Technically though, we will never have enough prismarite crystals to run this process completely. This system I'm building is just not built for that. Like I said, right now it's just to process it to get it done. Now the next one is we want to do these void shards with, what's this? It's called Coilless Essence. We'll be talking about what that is as soon as once I build the process for it. So I'm thinking what we'll do, because this one's a little bit of an annoying process, I'm going to build it up with 6 of these in mind. This will not get any bigger. But I don't even know if I'll be able to run 6 of them. There, 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 and there, and there, and there. Oh. Oops. to there. Yeah, that's fine. This will go this way. This one will come in. This will be the shards. And then what I need is I need pipes. I need pipes. And I need these. Now 3 of them is probably not going to be enough, but we're going to build 3 of them for now. We might build more later. Three of them might not be enough. I'm going to turn them into... Oh wait, no. Yeah, we're going to do this. Wood flux. And now it makes the process. And now it's making the science. Which we will go ahead and go with, I need orichalcum and this process. That is all the void science we'll be doing. So we have the 2 void sciences that we will be doing for the foreseeable future. Which means we don't need carbon to go any farther. And we don't need crystals to go any farther. I technically do have another use for crystals. We might turn it off. We might utilize it if we start getting way too many crystals. It's always a possibility. But right now we need to get the rest of the sciences started so that they can start using up the other resources. So, sciences come down to here. Coal can come down to here. Here, steel, and come down to here. I built this backwards again because iron and copper should definitely be on the far right, not the far left. Unless I want to run all of the sciences under the bus. It would be kind of a pain, but it would make sense because this process definitely is not going to need to be done like this. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Three, 4, and 5. It's only 4. Why did I think there were 5? The answer is, I don't know. Now technically I could take the main sources underneath the sciences. But I'm not super worried about it. Because technically, actually, yeah, we're going to do that. This is a lot smarter than doing it the other way. seem like it, but I do like having this look relatively nice. I just also do not like taking a long time for aesthetic purposes. Yep. Now we need more landfill. I could do this. And you will do carbon as well. I forgot. Spoilage for anything else, so keeping it around is pointless, but I might find a use for it later down the line. That ought to help with our carbon situation. Now, what I could also do is I could also be melting down iron. There's nothing to prevent me from doing that. Ah. That broke. I was wondering why this place wasn't working. There we go. Yeah, I need more plastics. Which is fine. But currently at almost 2 hours, almost at 3 hours. Probably going to be calling it soon. Why was I? Oh, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I needed coal, and so I was disassembling the line. Go ahead and get the coal line built back up. Now, technically, we need stone for, I hope it's not blue science. I don't think it's blue science. I think it's purple science? Yes. We need stone for purple science. We're not doing purple science, obviously, because I am not redesigning this with the idea that stone is going to be getting used. Alright. Now... Actually, you can have all of these. You have that. You can have carbon. Where's my plates? Anything that fits into there. What is a problem? Oh, that's why wood was a problem. That makes sense. There we go. Now it's no longer a problem. was like, none of these should be a problem. Void Flux is only acting like a problem right now because it's coming in so quickly. In a few seconds, it'll calm down and it'll be fine. Now, we could build a system to take care of that, so it doesn't do that in the future. Probably a good idea to do that. And actually, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do this. Belts into plates. These red belts into yellow belts. These yellow belts into red belts. Now, what I can do is I can do this. And I put in if gears are greater than 50. And then what I'm going to do, even though this will seem like a really weird idea, and again it is kind of a weird idea, but it will help for a while. Prioritize the iron less than 500. And then what I can do on top of this is I can put this down here, this to there, that to there, go on to this one and tell it if yellow belts are less than 50. Tell it, make the yellow belts. Oh, if it's less than 50. There we go. And here, I thought I ran out of yellow belts. And then what I can do is I can go to here, and I can tell this one, red belts only. And now it'll pull all the red belts out and put them in here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. We're going to take up this whole thing. So I have an idea of what I'm going to do with this. That's fine. We'll build a bunch of these. Run this belt up under here. There, and there. And you are going to melt down shards. I'm going to tell you to take those out. You're only taking out shards. Shards are less than, or if shards are greater than 2,000. There we go. Now the only thing left is tree seeds, which what we'll do for tree seeds is what I'll do is I'll literally just say tree seeds, and I'm literally just going to destroy them. Carbon will replace the tree seeds every once in a while, but that'll burn up all the tree seeds. There we go. There. I technically don't need to have this line in this long. Probably won't even need it for very long at all, but... Alright, next. We're gonna go right about there. Oh wait, it's gonna go right about there. Yeah, that'll work. No, actually, no, yeah, right about there. It's not gonna be a science, it's gonna be gears. Put gears in the belt. Gears. And then finally, gears. I have it facing the wrong way. That's alright. I wasn't originally going to put gears on the belt. That's why the space wasn't there for the gears, but I realized that I should put gears on the belt. It's a good idea. Yeah. We're just gonna start telling it to make all of this. Just so it keeps running the process. Oh, right. Now we can do red signs there. Which, there. I can do right about, not a, wait, it's not a 1-to-1, it's a 2-to-1. There. Red science. Red science. Red science. Bolts. Oh yeah, it is iron. It is copper plates. I almost didn't do copper plates. I almost did we'll run it next to iron. And that's red signs, which we don't have nearly enough. We don't have any of the green sign, any of the other sciences that we need, and nothing that needs red signs to be researched. So it's good, but it's not useful right now. All right. Next process is another 2 to 1. We're probably gonna build it like right here. Yeah, let's build it right there. And this will be green science. Green science. Green science. And that'll be enough. Green science and red science have about the same ratio, so putting them about the same size is efficient. But I think at this point we're getting close to the end of the stream. We have gotten a lot of processes built to take care of the system, basically to run a lot more of our processes down. I am tempted. Well, these are keeping up, so it's fine. It's because our prismarite is so underwhelming. Like, we're gonna get our prismarite fixed. No, I said we were about to finish. I'm probably lying. I usually am when I try to say that when I'm playing this game. Because I usually will end up saying, okay, we're getting ready to finish, and then go on for another like 5 minutes. We are getting closer to the end of the stream, though. Now, this is another jerry-rig process. It's not one you should use. I'm saying that knowing that I'm currently still building it. Oh. Huh. We really took down a lot of our problems. Interesting. Go and build those. And then you will process them into red circuits. Alright, so what this does is it turns void circuits, which are basically circuits made from void, into all of these products in different ratios. There's the ratios on screen. What I will do is I will use this to make more circuits while we don't have a plastic process. So I can get more advanced circuits so we can build more centrifuges to build more of this process. Because right now we still need more centrifuges. Because we're missing this entire process right here in order to get this all running. There's also a process that's going to go up along this way. That's what all this is being built for. But we are missing a couple bits of technology according to build that. I think we have it all researched, we just don't have all of the tech built for it. So we're going to be ignoring that, and we're going to be continuing on without it. We need iron. Okay, can I do it like this then? Build me centrifuges. Where is... Get rid of those. Where are... Actually, that'll work. That. I didn't mean to build this, but I can use it. And then I need gears. So that would need just needs iron. Iron party left. You can activate if gears are greater than 50. More speed. More bootstrap processes. I built a lot less spaghetti once I get bots. That's because the bots replaced the spaghetti. I wonder if I could find a way to move iron up to there. The answer is I can. I shouldn't. I can. Iron! I really shouldn't do this. It's not a process that's necessary right now. But we're also making these belts down here, so this was definitely not necessary. You can turn off. Do I have any more furnace? Do I have any more of the steel chests in here? Yes, I do. And then you can go ahead and turn them into this. Thank you. Alright, so now go ahead and put it right there. There. So you need this, which means you need plates and stone. So plates and stone. Prismarine shards when less than 250. Here we go. So again, we make one prismarine shard. This turns one prismarine shard into one prismarine plate. One prismarine plate becomes 4 prismarine shards. Looping system creates infinite prismarine shards. The speed is just based on how many centrifuges we have, which is why we're making centrifuges over here. Now, this is having a stone issue. So we're going to prioritize stone to the right. Hopefully that'll help our stone process a little bit more. And the other way to work our stone process is like this. We want this to make it with this. Now this is the pure recipe. Basically what it'll do is it'll bake pure stone from the prismarine set process. What I do want to tell it though is I don't want it making more than like 50s. I want it to make no more than like 50, like 25 stone. Because I'd rather use this stone anyways. And now what I can do is this, and this. This is going to be the same process it was here. Let's go get some more pipe. Actually, is there any pipe in here? There's underground pipe. I don't see any pipe though. Alright, so what we're going to do that then makes the process to make stone. Are we seeing that it is getting farther down the line? I stopped this, it would probably build up more than we have. But that's fine. Grab a few more of these. Place a few more of these. You place there. And I'll do that so that they are using the full width of the boat. Process is pretty quick. We are seeing that it is getting farther and farther down the line. One thing we can do, just another one of these like jerry-rigged processes that I wouldn't suggest, but they work. As you can tell, this to make this, because most of what it needs is being made in here anyways. Now normally I wouldn't suggest this because you're going to use up all your green circuits, but I don't need any of the green circuits out of it right now, so I don't care. We also notice that we get carbon, we get void shards, and we get stone. All of those are being made in here, so we can always pop them down there. I'm not going to because I don't need to. Because I can literally do this, and then come in here and be like, stone, prismarite shards, void shards, and processing units. Oh, processing units aren't getting dealt with in there. Carbon is. That's what I was thinking. What I will talk about is what all this is for, because we most likely will see it tomorrow, because I plan on streaming again tomorrow. I just plan on streaming at the normal time tomorrow, around 2 p.m. EST. As long as I'm not busy, I'll be streaming tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST, as long as I don't forget. But what we're working towards is getting these core-elicitant catalysts, which then can be used to make catalyst core-elicients, which this turns 200 void flux into 200 of the infusion. Now, for a bit of information, we're turning 50 into 10 right now. So that's a 5 times better process when using this. Right now we're only using this because it's cheap and easy. When we get this, we'll be making a lot more. That's what this is from. When we are making that, we'll be using this to make the pure recipes, so we're not getting all this byproduct stuff out. We'll be getting a lot more of it, and I think it's a little bit faster. I don't know if it's faster, but I think it's a little bit faster. So we're going to need more chemical plants, we're going to need more of that stuff. I think that's everything that we need to take care of, we needed to worry about. We have our spoilage being taken care of, we have our shards being taken care of, we have our carbon being taken care of. Yeah, I think we're all good. Although it is going down, I think. Can't really tell. Hard to tell. Kind of wish I could build a system that would tell me if it's going up or down. Can we do it with this? Over the last hour. don't know. Can't tell. I really can't tell. Who knows? Hard to tell. So, let's see. 40. Oh, that's cool. That ain't carbon. Oh, there's carbon. We are burning through carbon faster. Although I don't know if that's... See, it's fluctuating. I don't know. We'll see. If we run low on carbon, I can always turn off the carbon burning process. Although, it won't run if we're low on carbon, so... Who knows? I can always find a way to actually make carbon if I need to make carbon. That is what all this is processing for. Is it will make stuff for us. Because this correlative fluid, one of the big bonuses to this correlative fluid is that it will always create, like, for example, I could do this as one of the options. I can say this, I say correlative fluid, make stone. Put it in here. This one says 25, so we're going to say this one. If it's less than 20. Then, now I make stone, and it only makes stone. So it's a pure stone process. I'm okay with getting more than what we need of this, because I eventually want to be able to use this process to make, I eventually want to make a nuclear reactor, so we're going to need centrifuges for that, but we are going to tear this apart for now. Because right now I don't need to be using that process to be making that stuff. You also can make that stuff in your inventory, so I could always process it in my inventory if I wanted to. Just to get a bunch more of the circuitry at least. Alright, what am I missing? Oh. Huh, I forgot to reconnect stone. Oopsies. I wonder we've been making stone so slowly. My bad. That's fine. This is 500, that is 500. Okay, that's 1.5, 2.7, that's fine. Greater than 2.5, although it's turned off. That was definitely one reason why this was going so much. Wasn't it the coal that we changed? If it's greater than 2, yeah, it was the coal that we changed, so that we'd be getting carbon all the time. It's the only reason why we're okay with burning carbon, because we get, why we're okay with dumping coal, because we get carbon. That's just processing that, that's fine. It's just processing that, that's fine. Let's just try that, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Alright. But, let's say I got hit by streamer site, or you guys noticed something I didn't, feel free to leave in the comment section down below anything that you guys would like for me to know. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to throw those down there as well. And if you guys have any of you guys like my streams, please hit that subscribe button. It's the easiest way to keep track of when I start my streams up. But until next time, I've been the Seven Swords. You've all been amazing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Just in case you guys are wondering why it runs a little bit longer, I will be leaving it up for a little bit to let it keep going, but I will be muted so that you guys can finish up your conversations or finish up what is going on. Probably going to let it run for another 2 or 3 minutes. Might end it early, might not, but other than that, later.